Hey everybody, Jack here with MajorLeagueTrading.com, and I'm going to be doing a breakdown here for the week of, it's August 13th, about 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm going to be doing a breakdown of a few markets, talking about some of the important news events we have coming up this week, as well as a couple of trades I'm potentially looking at. Starting with Sunday night, Monday, we have some news coming out of the Japanese markets at 7:50 p.m. East Coast. Then on Monday, out of the Aussie dollar at 9:30 p.m., we're going to have the monetary policy meeting. On Tuesday, for the Great Britain pound, you have the CPI numbers at 4:30 a.m. And then for the United States dollar, we have core retail sales and retail sales at 8:30 a.m. Moving on to Wednesday, you have out of the Great Britain pound at 4:30 the average earnings index, and then at 8:30 you have building permits out of the US dollar, as well as crude oil inventories and FOMC minutes. Then at 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday, you have unemployment change and the unemployment rate for the Aussie dollar. On Thursday, Great Britain pound has retail sales, and then RBA Governor Ellis will be speaking for the Australian dollar. At 8:30 in the morning, you're going to have unemployment claims, and then you have the natural gas storage at 10:30, which I'm going to be watching. On Friday, CPI for the Canadian dollar at 8:30 a.m., and then at 10 o'clock you have University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. Let's move on to the four markets I want to take a look at and concentrate on this week. I want to start with the S&P futures market. We had a pretty large breakdown last week on Thursday. In fact, I actually hit my biggest trade all year on this move. What I'm going to be looking for going into the next week is this resistance zone, which is just the high of Tuesday taken to the low of Friday divided in two. That is a 24.59. I'm going to be looking at that as a potential resistance level. Is also where this market had broken down and out of. So really, if bears are going to stay in control, we should not trade above that level, and that is 24.59. On the downside, I have support levels at 24.16.5 that I'll be paying attention to this week. So I'm going to set alerts at 24.16, 24.17 as we trade down to those levels, as well as 24.59 for the S&P 500. Moving on to CL. Now, oil traded a halfway back drawn from the low of July 24th to high. That 50% retracement was a 47.92. So I actually want to pay attention to a retest of that 47.92 if we can get it to trade. I'm going to set my alert just at like 47.96, slightly above. We just came shy of trading that level and have gotten a decent bounce. 48.59 here on the upside was the resistance level. We continued to fail to get above. Failed it on the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 7th. Failed it on the 8th. Failed it on the 9th. And then again on the 10th. So going into next week, if we can get above those 49.59s, I would look for a bullish continuation. Otherwise, I'm looking for a retest of 47.92 here in CL. Moving on to GC, gold. Now, this has been one of our more bullish markets. If you look at the move here off the lows at the beginning of July, we are now retesting and running into the highs of the year, which has been a pretty heavy resistance. That's just shy of 1300. Right now, I'm looking to buy a retest of support from 1291.3 to 1289.2. Potentially, if it trades, that is where I'm looking for a long setup. And then in the USD JPY, the resistance level I'm planning on trading this week is a 109.88, which is the 50% retracement from the high of August 4th to low, and that also lines up with the previous lows that we had and broke down out of last week. So I've set alerts at that 109.88, and that's where I'm looking for potential resistance trade in the USD JPY. But that's going to conclude this week's trade plan video. Keep an eye out for these levels. Everybody trade safe, and I'll catch you guys on the Wednesday breakdown. We'll review the way these levels traded and anticipate 2 more trade setups for the rest of the week. If you're interested in checking out more of our content or would like to see that trade I hit last week, you can check me out at Major League Trading YouTube. Everyone take care and enjoy your week.